Okay, when I do this, does it like showing my bicep? Are we rolling? Welcome back to part number 3, where I'm going to go off the reservation like I have a reputation of doing. I'm going to show you how you can finesse virtually any product with technique. Technique meaning pad choice, buffer speed, buffer type, pressure, duration. There's many ways to tweak any product. So what I want to do is I want to see how much better results that I can produce and tease out of this product by going off the reservation and breaking the rules. With that said, is I have my own personal selection of pad that I'm not going to reveal to you yet. That is a work in progress, but I am using the Rupes Bigfoot 21 millimeter throw. Now the directions say don't go past a level 4. I'm going to get really crazy and I'm going to go level 6. So I'm going to come in hot. I'm going to put on the same amount of product basically that I used before. I don't overthink the priming process. That's how many dollops of product I'm using. Once this pad begins to spin, it automatically spreads out that polish. I've sectioned it off the same, but what I want to do is I added a second row of tape to make this wider so that there's a greater area of demarcation, and I'm literally just going to deal with the center section, and then we can compare the results of this and that side by side with what I can do over here. Okay, boys and girls, let's go in hot. Something you might have noticed, couple things. One, I got a little slop in this machine because the pad is not perfectly aligned. That's one of the difficult things about pads and the backing plates. It's hard to get an absolutely perfectly aligned pad. So that's part of that. And also I spent more time because this is where you remain in control. It's like, hey, I'm not getting the results I want. I wonder if I spent more time on the paint, more pressure, higher speed, that I can get better results than what I'm originally achieving. So I am spending more time, I'm applying more pressure, and the speed setting is dialed up all the way to 6. Now I'm gonna finish this section over here. Here is the amount of polish that I'm using for my second section of this panel.
I might be satisfied with it for a while, and I wouldn't turn my nose up at it. But it's not really what I want. Why don't you really know what you want? 2 reasons that you don't really know what you want. Number 1, you have it. Number 2, you don't know yourself, because you never can.
The big reveal. Okay, without even holding the light on it, I know I produced better results, which makes sense. You know why it makes sense? Because I used a different pad, which is officially called a cutting pad, which is a more aggressive pad. I used far more speed and I used far more pressure. Never mind that I use a different buffer. So there's many things that I changed to produce or finesse out better results. So for you beginners, because that's one of the common questions I get asked, is like, oh, I don't know where to begin, and oh. It's like, okay, well that's a 2-parter. One, that's why I'm so frustrated with the industry. They confuse beginners. They get so confused, they never take a step forward. Secondly, you can finesse anything. You just got to start somewhere. So pick a product and just start, and just accept that you're going to be spending a lot of money. But hopefully, if you tune into my channel where I'm spending a crap load of money on all these endless products, that I can hopefully save you a little money along the way, because you can see stuff that I've tested firsthand, and I can speak from, well, actual 30 years of industry experience. I'm not just a professional YouTube detailer that's playing professional detailer. So let's check it out. So Sean, what about you? I'm like impressed. What do you think? Would you say that that finish is better? Is it perfect? That's a direct question.
Oh,
is
no,
it perfect?
No, but it's definitely a lot better.
Okay, so in your beginner eyes, how is that not perfect.
Well, I can still see some scratches.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The deeper,
Yeah.
what's called isolated scratches, right?
Right.
I can see them as well. But I did not have unrealistic expectations for that product. I knew those would still be there, but look how much better that gloss and depth and finish is. Would you say that I was able to produce better results by going off the reservation and how I did?
Yes.
On a scale of 1 to 10, or maybe a percentage, would you say it's 50% better, 20% better? How would you rate that in your own subjective eyes?
Well, as a detailer or as a customer?
How about both?
As a customer, I would say that's like 80% better.
Okay. Okay, wait, just to clarify though,
Yeah.
80% better than our test panels over here, there, or just 80% better than the original before I started with anything? Because what I'm asking specifically is, when we just follow the directions of Chemical Guys,
Yeah.
how much better was I able to improve the finish by breaking the rules of Chemical Guys?
All right.
Does that make
Yeah, let me take that back.
clarify?
As a customer, I see a massive improvement. If I was a customer, I know my customers would be 100% improved.
Okay. So as a detailer though, with,
Yeah.
I'll add, limited experience,
Yeah.
how much did I improve the surface
Right.
as in comparison?
Yeah.
So I followed the rules based on the manufacturer's directions and improved the surface pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, but then I broke the rules and I came in with a different polisher, pad, pressure, speed. How much more did I improve the surface, the appearance, from the directions versus the non-directions?
Oh, like major improvement.
Major, okay, major.
I see like 70% better.
Okay. I would say I'd be very happy with that number.
Yeah.
70% better. Here we are zooming in, and I'm going to both zoom in and out with this LED light so that you can really capture it. Sean, why don't you kind of pan around it so that they can pick up different lighting and see what's going on, because it did definitely improve it. In conclusion, guys, a couple things. First, I'm gonna give BlackLight a thumbs up. I'm gonna give it a 2 thumbs down for labeling because it tells me nothing. And I'm gonna give it like a 3rd thumb if I had a 3rd thumb, because not only does it tell me nothing as to like literally what will this product accomplish, but it actually makes a problem that's already massive enough. It just grew it a little bit bigger, which is additional confusion, more ambiguity, more hyped up terminology that just confuses an already very confused market, called the beginner, called the enthusiast, the DIYer, whatever. It's confusing, and I get very frustrated, which is why I talk in that condescending, elitist, rat bastard kind of voice. That's my frustration. That's how it comes out, because I was a beginner 30 plus years ago. I know what it's like. I know what it's like to earn my money in a very difficult way. And so when I have to separate myself from that money in hopes of finding a product that will actually produce the results I want, it's like, oh, can someone throw me a bone here? Let me zen out. Let me release some ether in the moment and calm down, because I get very amped up. So that's my conclusion. I'll give the product a thumbs up. But just know, guys, you gotta start somewhere. Pick a product, a polisher, a pad. Hopefully you've been following along. If you haven't been following along, I suggest you subscribe, because I'm going to start churning out more and more videos as we move forward. Once again, I'd like to thank the camera guy behind the scenes today, which is Sean, Blue Tech Mobile Detailing. You can look him up if you like. He's a pretty easy find. Tech is spelled T-E-K, not the traditional T-E-C-H. We will see you on the next video.